Welcome. Thanks for joining us for this special deep dive, tailored just for you.
Yes, we're looking at something pretty significant happening early on May 27th.
We are indeed a new moon, and it's landing right in the sign of Gemini.
And, a new moon, fundamentally, it's like pressing reset. It marks the start of a new lunar cycle.
A time for setting intentions, right? A fresh start,
Exactly. But this one has that distinct Gemini flavor.
which is all about the mind, communication, how we connect, relationships.
So we really want to unpack what this specific alignment means for you, for your thinking, how you communicate.
Yeah, how you relate to others. The sources we're looking at even call this period a kind of energetic portal.
An energetic doorway, yes. And to really understand it, we need to look at the specific astrology involved. There are 5 key configurations playing out.
Okay, let's list them out. So first, obviously, the new moon itself in Gemini.
Right. Then Mercury is right there with it, conjunct the new moon.
Mercury, the communication planet.
Okay. Then Uranus gets involved, interacting via Mercury.
Interesting. What else?
We also have a really nice flow, a trine, between this Gemini cluster and Pluto, which is now in Aquarius.
Okay, Pluto adds intensity.
And the last one.
And finally, there's a helpful aspect, a sextile, linking the new moon and Mercury over to Neptune in Aries.
Got it. So our mission here really is to figure out how all these pieces fit together.
Exactly. How can these alignments give you specifically new ways to think about communication, learning, connection?
Maybe even spark some of those aha moments we all look for.
That's the goal. Find those insights hidden in the stars, so to speak.
All right, let's dig in, the core of it. New moon in Gemini. What's the basic feeling, the urge this kicks off?
Well, fundamentally, it tends to stir up that desire we all have to, connect, to share ideas, talk things through.
Makes sense for Gemini.
Yeah, Gemini is an air sign. It loves movement, not just physically getting around, but mental movement too. Curiosity, learning, sharing info.
So our minds might feel more active,
Mm-hmm.
more eager to exchange ideas. Definitely. And some sources connect this energy to the bigger picture, the sort of age of Aquarius's idea.
Ah, right. The shift towards more collective thinking.
Precisely. It echoes that move away from strict individualism towards sharing knowledge, supporting each other, recognizing we're all connected.
Which fits perfectly with Gemini's knack for networking and information flow. So, practically speaking, what doors might this open for you?
Well, it's a really good time for starting things, new ventures.
Especially things involving communication.
Exactly. Think projects related to writing, teaching, learning, maybe building your network, or just getting ideas out there. It's fertile ground for planting seeds that need mental agility and good communication.
Okay, so that's the Gemini foundation. Now, layer on Mercury, Gemini's ruler, being right on the new moon. That must ramp things up.
Oh, absolutely. It's like turning up the volume on all things Gemini. Mercury is our intellect, how we talk, think, process.
So when it joins the new moon in its own sign, it's supercharged.
Supercharged is a good word for it. Think focus, intensity.
How might that show up day to day? What might you notice?
You could find your mind feels sharper, quicker. Ideas might just pop in one after another.
Like a mental download?
Sort of.
Yeah.
And you might find yourself talking more, emailing more, getting more news, more input from everywhere.
Okay, that sounds potentially brilliant, but maybe also a bit much. Our sources warn about info overload, that scattered mind feeling rusty-cunny noisily.
Yes, that's the potential downside. It highlights the need for filtering. With so much coming in, you need to learn to focus.
Otherwise, your thoughts just jump all over the place.
Exactly. It can be hard to stay on track. So consciously managing that mental energy, learning to filter and focus becomes really key.
Right. So mind's buzzing, maybe a bit scattered. And then Uranus gets involved with Mercury. Uranus, planet of surprises.
Yes. And the relationship between Mercury and Uranus is fascinating. Uranus is often seen as Mercury's higher octave.
Meaning.
Like Mercury is everyday thinking, talking. Uranus is the lightning bolt insight, the sudden revolutionary idea, the unexpected flash of genius.
Ah, so those are the aha moments, the out-of-the-blue realizations.
Precisely that. This interaction really fuels creative thinking, finding new ways to do things. It's like your mind becomes an antenna.
And then for what?
For the collective consciousness, maybe? You might just suddenly get something, or stumble upon information, or meet someone that totally shifts your perspective. Unexpected inspiration.
That sounds exciting. Any potential snags with Uranus's energy? It's known for being a bit disruptive.
It can be. That same energy can make you feel restless, jittery, concentration might be harder to come by.
So your thoughts might feel even more jumpy.
Potentially, yes. Which, again, just underlines why that mindful thought control we mentioned is so important. You need an anchor.
Okay, makes sense. Fast mind, potential surprises. Now add Pluto in Aquarius, making a harmonious trine. How does Pluto add depth here?
Well, a trine is usually a smooth, flowing energy. And Pluto brings intensity, depth, transformation.
So it balances Gemini's tendency to maybe skim the surface?
Exactly. Gemini loves breadth, exploring lots of things. Pluto pushes you to go deeper, to look underneath, uncover the hidden stuff.
Hidden truths? Power dynamics?
Yes, Pluto is linked to power and transformation. So with this trine, you might become more aware of, say, manipulation in communication, in the media maybe, or even in personal interactions.
So it sharpens your BS detector, basically.
You could put it that way. It helps you see beneath the surface layer. It encourages you to listen more closely, not just to others, but to your own intuition.
Which helps with personal growth, understanding things on a deeper level.
Absolutely. Paying attention, really listening to that inner voice can lead to some powerful transformations during this time.
Okay, deep thoughts covered. Now the last piece, the sextile to Neptune in Aries. Neptune is dreams, intuition.
Right. And a sextile is an aspect of opportunity, generally helpful. What's really interesting is Neptune just moved into Aries fairly recently.
And Aries is a fire sign, very different from watery Pisces, where Neptune was for ages. What does that shift mean?
Well, sources suggest it's a shift from just dreaming or envisioning things, which is very Pisces Neptune, to actively doing something about those visions. Aries brings action, initiative, courage.
So Neptune in Aries is like inspired action, taking your dreams and running with them.
That's a great way to put it. This sextile encourages blending that sharp Gemini-Mercury mind with your Neptune intuition.
Because real wisdom isn't just intellect, right? It's head and heart, or head and gut.
Exactly. You need both. This aspect supports tapping into your creativity, your inner knowing, your conviction, and actually manifesting those visions. Spiritual nudges leading to concrete steps.
Wow, okay. That's a really potent mix of energies. So how can you, our listener, actively work with all this? The sources had some practical tips, rituals.
Yes, very grounded, actionable things. The first one uses the power of writing. A 2-list journaling exercise.
Okay, tell me about that. 2 lists.
Yeah. Get 2 pieces of paper. On the first, you write down everything you want to release. Old patterns, fears, negative thoughts, whatever feels like it's blocking you.
Just get it out onto the paper.
Exactly. The act itself is powerful. Then, the sources suggest symbolically letting it go furly, maybe carefully burn the list or bury it.
A clear signal of release. And the second list.
The second list is for your intentions. What you want to manifest, call in, create during this new cycle.
But phrase it positively.
Yes, and in the present tense. As if it's already happening. Be specific. And keep this list somewhere you'll see it often. It acts as a reminder, keeps your focus sharp.
I like that. Directing that mental energy. What else? Communication is key here, right?
Definitely. So plan some meaningful conversations, talk to people you trust, share your ideas, your visions, brainstorm together.
Or even just talking things out loud to yourself.
Absolutely. Sometimes just verbalizing thoughts helps clarify them enormously. Externalizing the internal chatter.
Good point. Now, managing that potential mental overload we discussed, meditation seems obvious.
Highly recommended. Even just 10 to 15 minutes can make a huge difference. Find a quiet space.
Any specific technique suggested?
A simple breath counting one works well. Like breathe in for a count of 4, hold gently for 2, breathe out for 6, repeat. It really helps calm the nervous system and anchor you.
4 in, 2 hold, 6 out. Okay, simple enough. Anything else practical?
Getting out in nature, always good, but especially now, go for a walk.
Helps process all that mental input.
Yes, and it grounds you. Really pay attention to your senses, what you see, hear, smell, feel. It pulls you out of your head for a bit, offers perspective.
And one final tip, maybe the trickiest for some.
Yes, the digital detox.
Taking a break from the screens.
Even just for a day or part of a day around the new moon, step away from social media, news feeds, emails. Let your mind rest.
And do something else.
Yeah, something that nourishes you. Read a real book. Do something creative. Just sit quietly. Give yourself space for inner balance, for new ideas to actually bubble up.
It really does sound like this Gemini new moon is a fascinating time. A real chance to connect the dots between thinking and feeling.
It is. Your mind might be buzzing, full of ideas, which is great. But remember that true understanding often comes when you also listen to that quieter inner wisdom.
Your intuition.
Exactly. It's not one or the other. It's about letting your sharp intellect and your deep intuition work together, like a team.
Fostering that partnership within your...
Precisely. So the real takeaway here is that this isn't just about navigating the next few days or weeks.
Yeah.
No, think about how consciously using these insights about clearer communication, deeper listening, blending logic and intuition could actually reshape your interactions, your learning, your connections moving forward.
Beyond just this astrological window.
Way beyond. So the question to ponder is, if you really leaned into this potential, what new possibilities might that unlock for you in the longer run?